So I, of course, am aware of the thievery of catalytic converters. And I think I got hit last night. Like, I'm fairly confident that's what they took. And the bad thing is, if I had had my box that got damaged, it would have kind of made it harder for them to hit me. Um, so I was laying sleeping, um, and I heard this noise, and at first I thought, am I getting towed? Um, and so I get up, I look out my window, I see this car with its door open and this guy with a hoodie kind of jumping in the car. And then they drive off. So I put on some shoes, I get out of my truck, I go around the side, and sure enough, I see the cut pipe. I don't know a lot about underneath my truck, but like, I know that's what they usually take. This truck will still start without the catalytic converter, but obviously I don't want to be driving around without a catalytic converter. Um, from what I understand, because I just got off of like just trying to figure stuff out and jumping online. But I cannot believe that this happened. Like, and it's one of the bad things about having such a high clearance vehicle is that it literally takes no effort to get under my vehicle, and it's just such an expensive freaking repair. um and it's kind of put everything on pause because I have to figure out how to do this repair. This is my house, and I can't be driving all over creation to try to find the best deal to even repair it, I don't think. um Sorry, I'm not really seeing all the questions, but I saw, why are people taking these? Apparently there's like precious metals or something in these catalytic converters, and so if you can find a place to sell them, you can make a good profit on them. um so I don't know what I'm going to even do. I obviously have no idea how much it's going to cost. Like, this is not a cheap repair. um and so I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's something they can do so fast if they can access the underside of the vehicle. um so yeah, I don't know, I'm just sitting here and I'm spitballing my thoughts out to the air. um And it was funny last night. Yesterday I was just dreaming. Like, I was getting like so close. I was like, even though I won't be done, maybe once this show closes in a month, I can just like go away for a little bit. But if I end up having to put a bunch of money into this, because I'm not sure how much insurance will cover, I saw that in the comments. Like, I can try that route and see, if I can lessen some of the financial burden. Cops don't even come out to this. You literally report this online just in case you need a freaking report for your insurance. Like, cops won't even come out for something like this. Um, you can basically make a report online. Uh, but I can't believe this happened. Um, and it just makes me so upset because if I hadn't damaged that box, because the thing about thieves always is like, they take and that's not 100% true. If they really wanted to go around the back, and I know they came around the side because I looked at the side of the truck and I saw them like running to the car. Um, and but it would have helped. It would have been a deterrent. Like, you couldn't have gone around the side of the truck and gotten underneath. I think that's why they didn't go under this side, because the box is missing on that side, and the one box that's still there is so close to the curb. It's not under. It's not easy to get under it. So between the curb and the box, it's not an easily accessible space. So having that second box gone just made it even more accessible. I mean, it was really just sitting there like a treat. Shoot, my alarm's going off. Shut up, alarm. I don't know. I need a second. I need to think. And I needed to not be by myself, which is why I jumped on a live. And this sucks. I mean, by like no way does it not suck. So I really just need advice from you guys. Like, the truck will turn over and drive. Like, I'm not paralyzed as far as being able to move it. But I'm nervous about doing any major driving with the truck the way it is. So if anybody can give me like advice on that, like, how bad is it to drive it with the catalytic converter missing? That's things I would like to know. Like, besides, like, I know I need to report it. I need to see what if insurance will cover anything. I know I need to take those steps. But as far as like going to work tonight, and just the general function of getting from point A to point B, that's sort of the stuff I need advice on. Because I feel like this grounds me in two ways. One, now I'm not sure about how safe I am driving. And two, the police don't come for stuff like this. When my window got busted, they literally referred me to online. And they were like, honestly, the fastest thing you can do is report it online. I don't know when a cop will show up for, like, when the when the window got busted out of my van. They were just like, I don't know how long it takes, for a cop to show up. If you really honestly can just file this stuff online and it'll get you a report, because they know most people are just filing these reports for insurance. And I guess they feel like the cops have better things to do. And they know they're not going to catch these people. Like, I'm seeing a lot of stuff about cameras. Even if there were cameras, like, these guys avoid cameras. So unless I had like a camera under my truck in his face the moment he was doing it, I don't know that would have changed the situation that much. And I'm just responding to things as I kind of see them, because I'm not looking at the screen the whole time. So forgive me, but I know I have those steps to figure out, but like right this second, I just need to get from point A to point B as I figure these things out. And so I just need advice on, like, if the truck is drivable, should I even be driving it, and how much should I be mitigating that situation while I work on resolving the situation. Yeah. uh I'm just looking at the comments. Sorry, you guys are looking up right up under my early morning nose. Blue Tap Betty, I'm just looking at some of the comments that came up while I was talking, while trying not to be all up in my own face. When you get it fixed, attach some kind of grate over it. That's a good idea. I saw something online about protecting your catalytic converter, but it was a kit that cost like $175. Amanda, yeah, I see. You just need a report number. Yeah, I need to get a report, and I need to check in with my insurance and see if I have any kind of coverage for this type of situation. I don't know. I don't know if insurance will cover anything, but it's something I need to find out. Lady Ann, as far as like taking an Uber or a Lyft to work, that wouldn't work. I can't stay where I am parked. If I left the truck here, it could get towed, especially unoccupied. And what would I do with Mickey? There's nowhere for him to go. I'm not parked on private property. I'm parked on the street. So I can't just jump into another car and leave my truck here unless I want to lose my whole house, possibly. It was literally a place I could park overnight. You can get a straight repair pipe to put on it until you can afford to fix it. Thank you, Paul Sherman. You'll be okay in the short term. Look up an aftermarket product. Call a shop to get quotes. Thank you, Melanie K. SLR says, I imagine in California they'll want you to have that converter. Yeah, they'll want me to have it, but it's not like somebody's going to examine my truck every day. So unless I'm going in for like emissions, which I don't have to do in the immediate future, it's not like I need to like worry about that. Yeah, you need it for emissions. It's going to affect your emissions, but like, it's not something I'm going to get examined for tomorrow if it takes me a little while to figure this out. Ellen Blind says, for future after you get it fixed, there's videos on YouTube about cheap ways to prevent it from happening again. Okay. I'll watch those videos. Vanessa, thank you for the $20 super chat. Tracy Robbins says, go to the graveyard and get one. The graveyard? Did you mean like junkyard? I don't even know where a junkyard is that would have like car parts. I'm assuming that's what you mean and not graveyard. I'm not sure. Uh Paulette, thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Sam One Cup, thank you for the $13.99 super chat. Ava Robies, thank you for the $50 super chat. Bo Randall says, I'm very sorry to hear that. I just had some tools stolen. It gets very frustrating to say the least. Man, I wish they had taken tools. I mean, not to deplete anybody else's, like, loss, because every loss sucks. But, like, I wish they had taken something. I had some quantifiable way of replacing, and I don't even know how to quantify this right now. But like there's nothing I can do except move forward. So that's where I am like right now. Honestly, talking it out helped. It's just disappointing. And it's one of those things where I don't know what the next steps are. You know, like, you know, if somebody flattens your tires, you know what you have to do. I mean, luckily, I'm glad they didn't do that, because as long as, like, the truck is drivable, it's drivable. The worst thing I could do is be in a situation where I needed a tow. So yeah, that's that situation. Um, Seneca James, my links are all in the description of the video, so you'll find the link to the stuff there. Nancy Flynn says they've been hitting my neighborhood and can steal catalytic converters in less than a minute. Yeah, that's what I saw on a video I was watching when I realized what happened. Tracy Robbins says, yes, the scrapyard. It's safe for short distances, says Penny. Be mindful that that's what I figured. Like, if I don't drive too much today, it won't be too bad. Which is my my plan to get through today. Besides having to get a report and figure out if insurance will cover anything. Graveyard is another name for junkyards. My dad was a mechanic, spent a lot of time out there as a kid. You need a mechanic who knows how to pull parts from a junkyard. Do you know a mechanic who knows how? I have no idea what I would even be looking for. Which makes it hard to pick or pull anything. And I don't have anybody locally. Like, I've been given names, but all of those people would be a struggle to get to. Nobody who could like tell me where to go or what to look for tomorrow or anything like that. So I don't really have that guy. You pull it. Harden recommended you pull it. But how it, like, would I have to know exactly what I was asking for? Cause I, like, have no idea. Um, uh, Tracy Robbins, thank you for the 1999 super chat. Um, Having fun with Mrs. Pearl. It's good to say that I need a good mechanic. I recognize that, but unfortunately, you can't look up good mechanic in the in the phone book. You just gotta, like, find that person on random. And so, like, you know, all you can have is trusted shops you hope aren't cheating you. So it's nice to say you have to have it, but like, it's not like that person falls from the sky and becomes available. I mean, it's a thing you have to find. Um, and I know some decent recommended guys, but none of them are local. Like, local as in the town where I am. So it would be like not a hop, skip, and a jump of a drive to get to them. And I say them, there's one not too far, but still kind of farish. And somebody who was recommended to me by email that at the time I didn't need anything, so I kind of didn't like in my perfect world, I would have that dude that's just like, hey, my dude, can you come look at this, and also can you talk me through it? I would love to have a situation where, like, literally I could do work on my own truck side by side with someone who knows it, because YouTube videos are a hit or a miss, in that there is a level of assumed knowledge from people who know what they're doing. And so you can't really stop them and ask questions when they skip the things that you don't understand, because they are operating under the assumption that it's common knowledge, if that makes any sense. Um, and mobile mechanics, like, come to do a repair. Like, that's what you're calling them for, like, for a particular job. It's not like I'm going to a pick and pull. Can you come to a pick and pull with me and help me figure out what I need to get? So mobile mechanics are great when, like, you need a job done. I personally have not run into one that's gonna be your dude. Like, I don't have that guy. It's like, okay, you need a mobile mechanic. What do you need done? um like they're coming out to get a job, do a job, and get paid for it, um as opposed to, I need some guidance on a situation type thing. um Rebuilding Ruins says, measure the diameter of your pipe, go to an auto parts store and get a flex pipe and attach with a clamp. Okay, that sounds doable. We'll make it less loud until you can get it replaced. It's going to be super loud until then. Ask a few coworkers if they know someone, said Mrs. Pearl. It's funny, I asked the one person I thought would have that type of connection. They were like, nah, I don't really know any, like, mechanics. If you have AAA, you can get a good one through that. AAA is just going to recommend their mechanics, though, and those are usually shops. And so I've just found I can find, like, shops I trust about as much on my own. Especially with a commercial vehicle. The problem is I'm out of regular vehicle class now. And so there are shops where I can't even fit. You know somebody who has an uncle or something that can help direct you. I actually don't, Miss Pearl. I literally don't. I do not know anybody who has an uncle, brother, sister, cousin, nephew, niece, grandma who is that person. I have asked around. And I don't. Like that. Amanda says, Sinclair says, file your theft report and then see what insurance will do, and then all this might not be necessary. I mean, even with insurance, there's going to be some cost involved, so it's not going to be like something that will get me through today. It's something I need to work on today. But at this point, I know I need to file the report, or go online and file it, because the cops aren't going to show up, and contact my insurance, and that's step one. But at the end of the day, I need to get to work tonight, and this isn't going to go into a shop and be fixed by tonight when I need to go to work. Harden says, so what is your solution since you are not accepting any chat suggestions? That's not true. I'm just spitballing ideas and thoughts as I read them. Like the idea about the pipe sounds doable as a temporary fix while I work through the steps. And I have questions about things like, because I don't I'm trying to clarify the steps I would take to that. Patricia Peters says, get on Nomads Helping Nomads Facebook group. I could try that. Mostly because, like, I avoid Facebook like the plague for a lot of reasons. I've had a bunch of negative experiences on there. But in this situation, that might be a great resource. Because like I said, I don't have a guy. I don't have a cousin, aunt, uncle, sister, brother, cousin, anybody. That's that person that can help me in mechanical situations, or can verify somebody is trusted. Like, when it comes to, like, fixing my, truck, it's been a lot of, like, going to a shop and hoping it feels okay, and trying to go with my gut. Um, so yeah. I know everybody's bringing up the mobile mechanic, but what am I getting the mobile mechanic for? Like, don't they just want the job? Like, they want to know what the job is, price the job, and then you pay for the job? Like, they're not going to just come out and have a conversation. Uh, as I understand it, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, I keep hearing mobile mechanic, but like, don't you like call them and say, I need this repair? They're not really going to be like your dude that you can just say, this happened, let's have a conversation about it. Like, they're there to do a job and leave, just like a shop, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm assuming, sort of a cold shoulder that doesn't exist based on like past experiences. Um, just because I'm curious. And I hope I'm not like coming off negative. That's not my goal. I'm just honestly talking out loud and responding. Um, One, I've never been to a pick and pull, so I didn't know how much knowledge they expected me to. I have been in situations where I walked in, and because I only half knew what I was talking about, people looked at me crazy. And my experiences with people who are selling their services is that they want you to understand what you are talking about, which I don't always. So again, they look at you like you're crazy. And so unless you walk in there knowing what you're talking about, which I'm not 100% sure what I'm talking about, because this is an area of the vehicle I'm unfamiliar with, my experience has been like, once you're talking to a mechanic who's doing that as a job or approaching a parts place, they want you to know what you're talking about. I don't know how to explain it. And so it's like, hi, mobile mechanic person. I don't actually have the money, but I'm in this situation and I'm trying to price it. Like, I don't know. I've just had the, what job do you need? This is how much it costs. End of conversation. Not really like when, if you have that cousin, brother, aunt, uncle, sister, whatever, where they will come to you, come to you. You can kind of look at the situation, talk about it, and sort of spitball through it before you're actually looking for somebody to contract out for a job. Because then you have some idea of what the job is you're trying to contract. And I could be wrong. But that's sort of like where a lot of that is coming from. And it's not meant to be like negative or a rejection of ideas. I'm just spitballing through things as I understand them, as I'm trying to quantify them, if that makes any sense. Thank you, some guy on YouTube. And for everybody who's saying look on eBay, I have found parts on eBay before. So that is a solution. That is totally something that's in the I've gone down that path and had it work out bag. And honestly, I just wanted to talk about what happened because I honestly was blown away that it happened. And also not because like I've heard about it happening. and looking for clarity on some of these suggestions. Just because like I said, it's one thing to like barrel into a situation knowing what you're talking about or looking for, and when it comes to mechanical things, to a certain extent, especially things like underneath the vehicle and underneath the hood, I don't always know what I'm half clued into what I think is the thing. And like I said, if I'm wrong about mobile mechanics, please tell me. But as I understand it, it's just call for a job repair. And I don't even know if I can repair anything yet. I don't know if I can afford a part yet. I know if I do find a part, which is something I need to start researching as soon as I get off this live, if I can find the part, I don't know when I can afford to get it repaired. So I don't know, like, what I would be calling a mobile mechanic for. I mean, is that fair to them if you're, like, not ready to pull the trigger on a repair because you don't know how much it's going to cost or if insurance will cover it? Like, is it even smart to do that now? Like, my biggest fear is, like, right this second, today, I have to drive, I have to at least get to work, and I at least have to make sure I'm not parked somewhere where I'm going to get towed. Long term, I need to repair the part. And that might include a mobile mechanic. It might include a pick and pull. It might include, going on eBay. It might be covered through insurance. I don't know. What I do know is I need to get to work today. and this happened, and it's made me worry mostly about the safety of driving it while I work through whatever the solution is, which may be one of a billion things that were suggested in this thread. And sometimes I'm asking questions because I just don't know. I haven't gone through these steps, and now I have the one challenge I have in a larger vehicle is I can't just go someplace without double checking that I can fit. Like, when I had a smaller vehicle, that was one of the most convenient things. Like, I could go to almost anybody's shop, whereas just for simple things like an oil change, I can get rejected for size. Some of that you can get around with a mobile mechanic. But it's like, if I'm asking for an oil change, I know what I'm going to them for. I know that I'm ready to pay for it. And I understand what I'm requesting to get done. And I barely spend... People think I'm joking when I say, like, I have these social, like, tics. I have these social tics. And so I do have this pre-fear of conversations unless I understand what I'm going into the conversation about. It's why I don't spend a lot of time on the phone calling people. I don't even really understand what people talk about all the time. Like, people apparently have these small talk conversations, like, all the time. And I don't understand them. I don't understand what people talk about all the time. And so I tend to want to go into situations understanding what I'm asking for from people so that I don't feel like I'm wasting their time. And in this situation, I don't feel like I have enough of a capture on the situation to take some of these next steps. So it's not about rejecting the suggestions as far as, like, trying to get a context of understanding the suggestions and if I have enough information to even take that suggestion. Like, if I have to go pull something off a truck, I'm not, at a junkyard, wherever they are, I'm not confident I have the skills or knowledge to do so on my own. So that's pick and pull, junkyard, scrap yards, wherever they are. First of all, I have to find them. And second of all, I'd have to understand what I was doing, I think. And maybe I'm wrong in that. And the same thing with mobile mechanics. I would think they'd want you to know what you were asking for and not just call them randomly. And again, I could be wrong about that. And if I am wrong, that's fine. I'm just assuming things as I thought they would be. And I could be wrong. So yeah. And for people asking why I'm online, because you guys are, this is how I talk to people. Like, there's nobody I'm going to call when this happens. Like, who am I going to talk to? The cat? He's sympathetic, but he's not going to do much. Oh my gosh. Um, uh, Having fun with Miss Pearl says, talk to them the way you explain 5 different battery charges and 6 solar panels. The thing is, I know exactly what I'm talking about at that point. Ask me to break down a solar system. I can get into all the details. Ask me what's going on under the car. It's like, I think this happened, and I think I need this. Dip. Like, I have no confusion about that, which is why I can talk about it. It's like me talking about literature versus math. If I'm talking about literature, that's something I understand. I can, like, break down the details of literature in a second. Don't ask me to get into math. I don't understand math. That's a different planet. I'm on the cell phone, so I don't even know how to, like, I just picked up the cell phone because I needed some people to talk to, because, like, I was just sitting here, like, freaking out in my own head, and now, I don't know, maybe I am being an asshole. This is how I talk through things. I don't have anybody else to talk to at moments like this. And so I am talking, some things I'm saying, I'm just saying out loud, you know. I don't know what the solution's gonna be. And so, like, I'm just hearing words, reacting to words, and asking for clarity. So that I understand what I'm doing. And I'm a classic overthinker. Like, I overthink myself into paralysis. And then I'll do what I need to do. And right now I'm just in that this just happened state of stress. So yeah. And the flex pipe sounds like a really, really good solution. It sounds like something I could like uh use to get through while I work through the long-term solution, which is obviously a replacement. So the thing is, like, there's two stages. There's like what I need to do right this second, and the big one once I get off this is the report. And then there's the long-term repair question. So there's really two different things going on right now. It's like what to do right now, and what the long-term plan is. Um, yeah, so those are the two things I'm sort of putting together in my mind. Yeah, my CO2 detector is working fine. Gibby Gib, thanks. Some will give you estimates, or you can ask what they charge to replace the catalytic converter. Don't they have to fix the pipe too? Because they basically sawed the pipe, from what I can tell. I can't take a Lyft or an Uber because I don't have a safe place to leave the truck, especially not for the length of time I'm going to be at work. And I can't leave Mickey behind in the truck, and I can't take him and have him running around the theater either. So I really need to be able to move the truck. Worst comes to worst, if I can get to the theater, maybe I can hang out in front of there if I need to, so that I'm already there. But I can't leave the truck where it is. Besides the fact eventually it would be illegally parked and towed. It just can't stay where it is, so I need to be able to drive it, like I said, at least to the theater. They took mine from Mount RV in Richmond years ago. Insurance covered the replacement repair. Hopefully that'll happen in this situation too. Like, as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna see what the insurance situation was. I just needed to talk out what had happened. So yeah. Usually go to a muffler shop for this repair rather than a regular mechanic. Oh, okay, that's good to know, Gibby Gib. Slow Lane says a mobile mechanic can help track down parts and give advice. Okay. Yeah, I just worried about calling them if you're like, I need guidance before I make a decision. Like, I thought they'd just be like, what job do you need? Jesse Farrell says, Dawn, mechanics are used to it, and that's their job to answer your questions if you don't know. Beyond people who want to charge you $1 billion for repairs, I've just had some interesting experiences with people who kind of look down at you if you don't know certain things. So yeah. Samantha Bradshaw, thank you for the $50 super chat. You can drive to work, no problem, just block your ears. Theresa, yes, I need to call the police department or at least go online, because as I said, the cops mostly don't show up for this type stuff, and I can actually file a report online, and that'll give me a report number. So that's step number one. Step number one is insurance. Like, I have not gone that route yet. And it sounds like step 2, 3, 4, 5 is possibly looking into a mobile mechanic. And I'm glad I said the theater thing out loud, because if I can get parked there, at least I know I know Flax isn't gonna, like, if I park blocking the loading dock door, they're not gonna ask me to move. Um um so that's my first step. When I turned on the truck, it wasn't super loud. It sounded pretty normal, to be honest. Um but I didn't drive it. I just turned the engine over. Reese Farmer says, it's okay not to know. Call and say this happened and ask what to do and cost. This is where you can begin the convo. The social anxiety is real. Thank you. Advising is part of the job. You're not wasting their time. Shoot. Thank you. I think I needed to read that more than anything. Amy B says, I totally get what you're saying. I also have a lot of social anxiety and a fear of small talk. I'm also a very literal thinker. So small talk and banter goes right over my head. And that's kind of a lot of how I am as well. So yeah. You would be calling a mechanic to get a consultation, and you would pay for a consultation. That's Sierra. Thank you. I didn't know if you could do that, so that's good to hear. Auto Point Motors in Point Richmond. Art is the owner. He was able to get one and in our RV super quick, and he is very affordable. I'm gonna write that one down. If I can get the phone to sit down. Where's the, You said it was Auto Point Motors in Point Richmond? Jesse Farrell, thank you for the super chat. I'm reading. Jelena's brother knows about cars. Maybe ask her. That's actually not a bad suggestion, even though she's not in the state. Well, actually, she's in Texas right now, I think. I haven't texted her in a bit. But at least maybe I could talk to somebody on the phone. And that might be helpful. Riding with you says, you're really overthinking this problem. I overthink everything. Like, it's literally written in my DNA to overthink. And so, like, if you say something to me and I just need to get perspective on it, and I think a lot of people have taken this as me taking it negative, it's not that. When I can't see the picture, I will ask a billion questions to try to clarify the picture for myself so that I understand what I'm doing. Like, I'm not really good at going into things with, like, 25% understanding. Like, somebody brought up solar before I did my first like attempt at touching solar, and I didn't realize how much I didn't know. But like, I did shoot. Let's even go to something crazier. Before I got Mickey, I literally did tons of research on cats, like so much research to a ridiculous level. Like, I did in-depth research before I bought that, bought Mickey officially home into my vehicle, because that's just how my mind works. Like, I overthink and overanalyze everything, and people whose brains don't work that way, sort of don't understand. Lucy Cat, I technically still have AAA, but it's regular car AAA, so, like, to an extent, but not really for this truck. So that's the weird answer to that. I'm not 100% sure where I am with, like, roadside service. Jody Erber says, I understand the anxiety about making phone calls. If I can, I make notes before I call so I know what I want to say. I do the same thing. I also want to get to the point and get done with that call. You feel me. You feel my pain. I've been kind of scrolling past it because, like, I didn't get on here for donations. I do have a Cash App. I do have a PayPal. Both of those are listed into the description of the video. Like I said, I didn't jump on here for that. And I thank you for the super chats. Super chats get bundled with whatever YouTube pays out at the end of the month. And those are going to be useful no matter what. So I thank you for your generousness. But mostly I came on here just because something happened and I needed to talk. I just needed to talk out what happened, talk about what happened. To kind of get my brain together. The first step is insurance. That's why we have insurance. That's why we get insurance for when shit happens. And this morning I was honestly kind of, ooh, that looked like I was giving people the finger. I wasn't, I swear. My fingernails are so freaking dirty. And I know that's like my first step. Like, oh god, my nose. Let me just put that over there. Mickey, I have not fed you this morning. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, bud. You're probably looking at me crazy. Ugh. 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 So I just got on here to talk, and vent a little bit, and that's mostly it. I need to feed the cat. I need to file this report, and I need to find out if insurance will help at all, and if it won't, I need to work through some of the other steps. But definitely, I had not thought of that. Like, worst comes to worst, while I'm working through these steps, I'm not that far from the theater, and I can definitely just go to the theater, and know that I'm not going to get towed. But yeah, like, getting in a lift is not an option, because that would require abandoning my home and Mickey, and that's not going to happen. So no, I'm not getting in an Uber or a Lyft and leaving the truck here. I'm not even partially risking that. So yeah, I don't know if I can assign mods while I'm on the cell phone. I'm just scrolling to see if there's anything else I should respond to right now. Thank you, Tina the Outsider. Tina for jumping in. I don't think I can do it on here. Yeah, I can't assign mods because I need to be like on the laptop to do it. But if I do another live and I'm on the laptop, I might ask if anybody else wants to be a moderator. Yeah. And the theater is technically attached to an art store. So, Oakland Theater Project uses a rented space in Flax, in Oakland. And so, like, technically the art store owns the space around there, but I'm pretty confident they wouldn't care as long as I wasn't in the parking lot. Like, if I was like right beside the building, I think it would be okay. And at the very least, it mean I'd be right outside of work for the rest of the week, even if I couldn't go anywhere else. If I keep scrolling, I'm gonna be on here forever, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off, just so I can take my next steps. Thank you to everybody who popped on. Thank you for your suggestions. I'm just gonna take next steps and see what I can do. There seems to be a lot of dissension about what if using a used catalytic converter is even legal. So that'll be something to find out. If I missed thanking anybody, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get off now because I feel like if I don't, I'll just be stuck in a loop. And I need to get out of the loop. All right. Bye bye, everybody.